Greetings in the light of our Infinite One. I am Kadar Monka. People of Earth, my remarks to all of you at this time are of great consequence. For that which I shall state for your awareness is essential to your knowledge of events transpiring upon your world, not only in this your present time, but events which have occurred since ancient times. Through many millions of your years, we have referred to your planet the Earth as one unique. For nowhere in that space that is inhabited through many star systems is there located a planet such as the Earth. I do not refer to conditions conducive to human life. What I do refer to is that nowhere in known areas of space is there a planet where all life forms are in competition with one another. This may seem startling to all who hear my words, but the general rule of life, wherever it has been found in space, is one of symbiosis, conducive to the development of all forms of consciousness and sentient life. I stress this again. The Earth is unique in that it is the only planet where combativeness and competition between life forms exists, where the survival of the fittest is the supreme order. Now perhaps you will know why through eons of time we have been so greatly concerned about the planet Earth. To delve into our concern regarding your world dates back over eons of time before human life was existent upon your planet. At that time, exploration ships of other worlds had visited your planet. They noted in their commentaries that here was a planet unique. Throughout ensuing visits, stretching beyond the framework of your time, members of various cultures have been studying your world, attempting to unravel this cosmic mystery. And only recently has the reason been discovered. Can you imagine what impact the solving of this riddle has meant to millions beyond your awareness? Many among our people have even made inquiry of sources beyond that of the physical. We have attempted to penetrate the levels of all awareness for a solution. Our questions to life forms non-physical and high in the hierarchy of spiritual awareness have always gone unanswered. Again, merely contributing to our state of complete bewilderment. For elsewhere, on all worlds, life is mutually tolerant, if not beneficial to other forms of life. Nowhere in known space is there this fierce spirit of combativeness and competitiveness. All forms of life elsewhere evolve along lines that are mutually beneficial to one another and are tolerant and in no way interfere with the evolvement of the consciousness. In many instances, forms of life are mutually symbiotic with one another. One form of consciousness actually assisting another in the upward spiral of awareness. You can therefore well appreciate why we have been puzzled and why for eons of time your planet has been under observation. Recently, one of the Confederation, one of our most gifted scientists in the field of what you would call the astrophysical sciences, has provided us with an answer. This one whose knowledge and wisdom operates on two levels of awareness and in many different fields of intelligence, has correlated that information that has escaped some of our finer intellects down through the ages. It has been an honor and a privilege for us to acknowledge this one who has been with our Confederation for many of your centuries. He is known to many of your people by the title of Soltec. His true name is unpronounceable in any of your languages. Therefore, before continuing further with some of the discoveries and answers which have been provided by his research, I am pleased to stand aside and let our brother known as Soltec communicate his thoughts at this time to your people. Greetings in the light of our Radiant One. I am Soltec. People of Earth, I have had the great good fortune, as you would state it, to determine a facet of knowledge previously most elusive. Tribute has already been voiced concerning those who have preceded my work in solving the puzzle that the planet Earth has presented. Briefly, this is what has been discovered. In evaluation of the central source of radiant energy in this planetary system containing your world, the Earth, your sun has now been found to emit a most unusual type of radiation. The answer was not immediately apparent, for the obvious reason that no one heretofore had given more than a cursory examination to your sun. The thinking of many has been that should any unusual type of radiation have been emitted, or still be, that all planets in your solar system would have experienced similar effects. This, unfortunately, was a mistaken assumption. It is only the Earth that is affected. The other planets in this system have, not only in their soil, but also in their atmosphere, molecular structures capable of filtering this radiation where it has no effect. This, however, is not true regarding your planet, the Earth. Sometime back in your awareness, and per our conversations with many of your people, You were informed by members of the Confederation that your planetary system was entering an area of space which contained a vast cloud of cosmic debris and radiation, and that this radiation would cause many physiological and psychological effects upon the peoples of your planet. This was true. Your planet and your solar system are, however, no longer in that area of space, having traversed it over the past several of your years. Relatively speaking, you are now in the clear. However, characteristics so unusual have developed of recent upon your planet, in forms of behavioral conduct and madness, both human and animal, that our attention was drawn once again to investigating some possible source of outside influence. The members of the staff, which are housed aboard my research craft, have spent the last 6 of your months in your year 1970 investigating both the exterior and interior of your system's sun. The results of that investigation are now known and have proved conclusively that there is a form of radiation for which we have no name being emitted, and that the planet Earth is susceptible to it. The effects of this radiation have been investigated intensively by many of our research scientists. The conclusion has now been drawn, based on observations since the dawn of man upon your planet, that this radiation is responsible for various behavioral attitudes, and in a more subtle way is actually a dampening factor upon the receipt of cosmic radiation beneficial to your world. It has always been a puzzle why your planet has been so retarded in the field of spiritual awareness, and why the fierce nature of all life in its relationships with one another. Now that the effects of this radiation are known, counter-radiation effects can be generated to screen your planet from further exposure. However, a remarkable effect has been noted. In our experiments in screening off certain portions of your world, and then sending our investigative craft into those screened areas to monitor the results, we find that the effects of your exposure have proved to be cumulative over many millions of your years. Therefore, even a complete screening of all harmful rays does not bring about an immediate change or improvement. The changes have been building, let me remind you, for eons of your time. Therefore, these effects must be completed in their own cyclic way before the reversal of a trend can be instituted. I will report that at this time we are proceeding in the screening of your planet. Eventually, through what technology is at our disposal, and what information can be imparted to scientific personnel upon your planet's surface, a complete shielding will be effected. However, in terms of your time measurement, an environmental reorientation will be accomplished by the end of this your present century. Other areas of concern will be dealt with by others of the Confederation, who will address you. They will explain what you may expect and how would be the most reasonable way to respond to the situation confronting you. It has been my privilege to have contributed to this effort, and from the depth of my being, I desire corrective measures that will end the behavioral madness prevalent upon and in your world. The screening off of your son's poisonous, mind and consciousness stunting radiation will be effective in time. However, we are powerless to hasten the end of this cosmic cycle. That is in the province of those ones who have the greater awareness and understanding than that which even we possess. I will be available to address further information upon this topic in one of your future communications. Now, Kedar Monka would once again address you. One moment, please. I, Monka, people of Earth, now have suggested that literally thousands of our people reevaluate many concepts and theories regarding your planet. People of Earth, the events which will be caused by the ending of this radiation will not be pleasant to witness nor experience. There have been legends prevalent among your peoples, speaking of a cataclysmic event at the ending of a certain era of your planetary history. Upon our consultation with those higher beings who guide the spiritual administration of your world, we have been advised that such may well be within your time. Therefore, people of Earth, you have this opportunity to learn what truly is to be the destiny of man. The events which are now foreseeable concerning your planet will develop. The spiritual as well as character values of many life forms. I will mention that in your past there was an evacuation of great numbers from your planet. As many of you have been informed, these ones were taken to other worlds to continue the remainder of that physical life. The amazing and perhaps significant facet of this was that once removed from the planet Earth's environment, they no longer exhibited anti-life attitudes. It was noted among these evacuees, like a change occurring overnight, a great new awareness and empathy with all forms of consciousness. People of Earth, the trail of investigative procedures regarding your world has been lengthy. Many false avenues of thought have been pursued and discarded. It is fortunate that a solution has been found. For what lies ahead for your planet is life. Life that will truly bring about what many of you have heard spoken of as a new age. Many among you will have no difficulty envisioning a world in which all life is cooperative. It is indeed an appalling concept when viewed from your only plane of reference, that of your present earth. This now concludes our first communication. In subsequent discussions, we shall reveal tremendous new vistas of the unfoldment of awareness and consciousness. I trust that we have been of service to your people. Therefore, I shall depart now. I am Kadar Monka, Adonai Vasu Barakas.